Gadaev, our HELULA today, it was bizchut, a certain sponsor. I'm not going to say his name. He asked to not say his name. But I want to start off the shiur by blessing this person. May he be blessed with a lot of bracha, hatzlacha, parnasa tova, and most importantly, may he see a lot of nachat ruach from his children. Amen. What can I say about the Ben Ish Chai? Anybody who knows me over here knows maybe my favorite Rav in the world is Rabbi Yehuda Ptaya. The Rebbe of Rabbi Yehuda Ptaya was the Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai, Rabbi Yehuda Ptaya writes in his introduction to the Ben Ish Chai's book, Ben Yehoyada, on the Shas, on the Gemara. He writes over there that Ben Ish Chai's neshama, Rabbeinu Yosef Chaim, was supposed to be born in the time of the Tanaim. Tanaim means the writers of the Mishnah, not the Gemara. Before the Gemara, the Mishnah. He was supposed to be born in the time of the Mishnah. Mishnah, I'm talking about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Meir Balanes. But Hashem had mercy on the later generations. He saved that neshama for our times. What kind of zechut do we have to even look at his picture? And to tell you the truth, there isn't a rabbi whose life has been so well documented for the past 200 years as the Ben Ish Chai. From the second he was born until the day he died, his life has been documented step by step. Who's the Ben Ish Chai? Why do we call him Ben Ish Chai? First of all, his name is not Ben Ish Chai. His name is Yosef Chaim. We know that every Bukhari and every Sfaradi. What did you name your son? Yosef Chaim. Yosef Chaim. Yosef. Where did the name Yosef Chaim come from? Yosef Chaim is the name of Maran Rabbanan Ben Ish Chai. What made him so special? There were many rabbis. There was the Rav Achida, Rabbi Yosef Chaim Azulai. He had photographic memory. We have the Ari Kadosh. We have billions of Sephardi rabbis, billions. But for some reason, in the past 150 years, the name that sticks out more than any other rabbi in the history, except maybe from Rav Ovadia Yosef, but he's fairly new, is the Ben Ish Chai. Anyone, and what's so special about the Ben Ish Chai, that even Ashkenazim respect him. That's a chidush, because that doesn't always happen in the other side of the river. What's so special about him? Rabbeinu Yosef Chaim, when he was a young boy, he was born to a very illustrious family. Very rich family, well-to-do, Talmidei Chachamim, every single one of them. His father's name was Eliyahu. His father's name was Moshe. They were Dayanim of Iraq for many generations. Dayanim, not rabbis. Dayanim. You know what Dayanim is? That's the cream of the crop. This is Jewish judges. Cream of the crop. They say about his father, of Eliyahu Chaim, when he used to wear tefillin of Shimusha Rabbah, we know tefillin, there's two pairs of tefillin. Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. There's a third pair. There's really more than 26 pairs, but 3 pairs that are worn, that are accepted. The third one is called Shimusha Rabbah. Kabbalists swear it during Mincha time. His father, Rabbeinu Eliyahu, during the month of Elul, the Ben Ish Chai writes this in his work, in his magnum opus, the Ben Ish Chai. He says, I used to peek in the women's section how my father used to hide himself and wear the tefillin of Shimusha Rabbah. Why would he have to hide himself? He's the chief rabbi of Iraq. The Chaim family, the Ben Ish Chai's family, they were known for one thing: how to be modest. Why? Any person who deals with the name Yosef HaTzadik, any person who's connected with the Yesod, the Brit Milah, he has one specific characteristic that defines himself above all else. And what is that? Modesty. The Ben Ish Chai, we all know him as the great rabbi of the people who lived outside of Israel. People don't know this, but he never took upon himself a position. That means he used to walk outside. He never had a paper that he was the chief rabbi. When they wanted to give it to him, he said, I don't accept it. When he was a young boy, he was the youngest of his father's children. He had older brothers too. He was a young boy, and him and his sister were playing in the field in Baghdad. And over there, back then, there was no sinks of water. When they used to get water, they used to dig it out of the well. One day they were playing, and him and his sister, and he fell backwards into the well. He was maybe 6, 7 years old. He fell, the well is not, you know how deep the well goes? A 6, 7-year-old child doesn't survive that. His sister right away ran to get help, and they already feared the worst, that he was dead. But when they pulled up the pail, he was alive. When they resuscitated him, they asked him, how did you stay alive down there? You know how cold the water is in the well? He said, when I was falling down, I made a swear to God. I swore that if you save me from this death, I'm going to donate my life to Torah. I'm going to donate my life to Torah. 6 years old child. Today, where are you going to find a 6-year-old child like that? When he was 9 years old, his father, Rabbeinu Eliyahu, he used to get a lot of questions from outside of Baghdad to answer. Questions in Torah. So they asked him a question, they sent him a question before Sukkot. There's one etrog left. One etrog, and it's the etrog of an orphan under the age of 13. Can we use it? Everybody could use it for the na'anuim, to shake the lavender. There's only one etrog. Today, Rabotai, how many etrogim we have? Oh, so many etrogim, and we're cheap to spend an extra $10, $15. Wow. Back then, they used to fight for one etrog. The whole city had to share one etrog. So they asked Rabbeinu Eliyahu Chaim, his father, the Ben Ish Chai, halachically speaking, can we use the etrog of a boy under the age of 13 as an orphan? And he didn't get the question yet. He was sleeping, the father, and the Ben Ish Chai, he was a young boy, 9 years old. 9 years old. He woke up in the middle of the night to do Tikkun Chatzot. Today, 30-year-old guy doesn't do Tikkun Chatzot. He was 9 years old, he did Tikkun Chatzot. He woke up in the middle of the night, he saw the telegram that his father got. He was up the whole night, and he opened up Shulchan Aruch, Even Ezer, or whatever the case, or Achaim, Magen, all the different, and he wrote a 6-page tshuva answer. Why you're not allowed to use it. And he put it on his father's desk. 6 pages like this, he put it on his father's desk. He didn't send it. Then his father woke up in the morning, and he saw the answer on his desk. He said, who wrote this answer over here? And he didn't want to tell it was him because he didn't want to disrespect his father, because he was so smart already. But he didn't know, the father didn't know that he already sent a second copy to the people in Eretz Israel. The father didn't know. So he wrote his own answer and he sent it to outside of Eretz Israel. After a couple of days, they sent him back. Some big rabbi in Iraq already sent us an answer. Who was that? His own son. 9 years old child. This is not some, I'm not telling you some,
it's not skaska.
It's not some skaska. I'm telling you something that deals with chokhmah. This was a 9-year-old boy. This is not some documented story of 300 years ago. This is, Ben Ish Chai is 110 years away from us. That's it. He was such a genius. When he was about 11 years old, his father asked him a question. His father, he told him, how come in Havdalah, first we say Hagefen, then we say Besamim, then we say Borei Morei Ha'esh. Why don't we say Borei Morei Ha'esh, then Besamim, then Hagefen? Why do we start? Nobody could answer him. His little boy got up, Ben Ish Chai tells him, Abba, I have an answer for you. When you deal with holiness, Kedusha, you have to go up. You don't start up and go down. You go down and to up. First you say Hagefen. Hagefen, you taste with your lips. Then you say Besamim. Besamim, you smell with your nose. Then you say Borei Morei Ha'esh. You see it with your eyes. Then you say Hamavdil ben Kodesh lechol. Where do you see Havdalah? It's in the mind. You start from the bottom and you go to the top. When he was a young boy, his father used to give him, every single child used to give him $20 every week allowance. On Shabbat night, Friday night, he used to call all the kids, or Rabbeinu Eliyahu, he used to say, what did you buy this week? Everybody used to put the candies. You know, kids, what do they like? Candies. Candies, they like. He used to put candies, Laffy Taffies, whatever it was. The Ben Ish Chai was the youngest. He never used to put anything on the table. His father always used to say, what did you do with your money? But he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't say a word. One day his sister, he had an older sister, she wanted to know what is her younger brother doing with the money. You know, girls are very curious. So she was looking after him every Friday, specifically on Friday. He would take the money, the allowance, and he would go to a certain widow's house on the street that where he lived. He would take the money and put it under her, not more than 10 years old he was, under her door. So she saw that on Shabbat, when he wouldn't put the money on the table, she went to her father and she whispered in her ear what he's doing with the money. So his father got up and said, I have a new announcement. Everybody is still going to get $20, but the youngest son, he's going to get $40 from now on. Because he knew he's doing tzedakah with that money. So he wanted to do twice the amount of tzedakah that he usually does. That's what the Gemara says when Abaye and Rava were asked by Rava Bar Nachmani, where is Hashem? One said, one pointed to the roof, one pointed to the sky. And they said over there in the Gemara, when a child is already a young boy, they already know who he's going to be. From already the Ben Ish Chai's young age, they already knew who he was going to be. He was going to be a Gaon Olam. And he was truly a Gaon Olam. Truly. He was a genius. He wrote exactly 50 books in his lifetime. 50, not 50 notebooks. The Chida wrote a lot of books, but he wrote 10 pages, 20 pages. He wrote 50 books in his life. 50 books. When his father was 52 years old, he died. His father died at the age of 52. And the Ben Ish Chai was 26 years old when his father died. 26. That's the famous picture we see of the Ben Ish Chai. You see that famous picture, you know, of him with the beard? He was 26 years old over there. Yeah, the beard, yeah, 26 years old. He never touched his beard in his life. The Baba Sali used to take the Ben Ish Chai's picture, sit on the floor of Tikkun Chatzot, when he used to Tikkun Chatzot, he used to look at his picture and cry. When will Hashem bless me with a beard? Today we, and the Sfrat Omer and Chol HaMoed, that's him. He was 26 years old over there. 26. Today in Sfrat Omer and Chol HaMoed, we run. Who could give me a faster heter to shave my beard? I saw a crazy story by you already mentioned Tzemach Tzedek, so even though I'm really not into that stuff, but
he will be eventually.
So once one guy came to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Zecher Tzaddik Livracha, and he told him, how can I get Torah and wealth in the same lifetime? Because the Gemara says a person cannot have Torah and wealth at the same time. Either you pick wealth, or either you pick Torah. So the Lubavitcher Rebbe said you can't do it. You can't do it. One day the guy was learning a Tosfot in Masechet Barachot, and it says over there that Rabbi Yehuda Nasi had Torah and wealth. So he went to the Lubavitcher Rebbe and said, listen, it says over there, yeah, I also want it. So the Lubavitcher Rebbe looked at him and he said to him, for this you need a beard. Without a beard, you can't have Torah and wealth. This guy was a very wealthy guy. Very wealthy. And he started to grow a beard, and his wife used to fight with him. She used to tell her older son to make John and Ozi, go tell your father what, he couldn't find a shaver this week? He owns 1,000 employees. He couldn't find a shaver? But he grew the beard. And every time he used to visit the Lubavitcher Rebbe, he used to give him $13. Not $1, $13. Because whoever grows a beard, he has 13 attributes of mercy growing on him. The Ben Ish Chai, the Baba Sali used to say, had the perfect beard. The perfect beard. The Ben Ish Chai was very afraid of Ayin Hara. Very afraid of Ayin Hara. when he used to walk outside, he used to be very careful because he was a very good-looking man, good-looking guy. The girls used to look outside of their window to have a look at him. So he used to say to the announcement, any girl that's in nidah, don't look at me. When a woman is in nidah, they have a specific energy of negativity. And when they look at something, they could cause damage. So they used to, the Ben Ish Chai say, you could look at me, but if you're in nidah, please don't look at me, you're causing me damage in my neshama. He was 26 years old when he took the mantle on him of the chief rabbi of Baghdad, but not in paper. He was only in name. And Rabbi Yehuda Ptayeh, he testifies that there were only 2 rabbis in the whole Baghdad, that all day they used to learn the secrets of the Torah. During the nighttime they used to give shiurim, but really all their life they used to learn the secrets of the Torah, and this is what was saving the city of Baghdad. Hundreds of thousands of Jews lived there. One of them was the Ben Ish Chai, one of them was Rabbi Shimon Agassi. The Ben Ish Chai was the nitzotz, the spark of Yosef HaTzadik. That's why when he was 26, he had the mantle of chief rabbi. 26 is the numerical value of the name of God. Yud K, Vav K. And he was a gigantic tzaddik from all over the world. Even the rabbis in Israel, which this never happened in history, used to bow their head down to him. Whatever he said was the halakha, was the halakha. And he wrote tremendous works on halakha. But maybe his most tremendous work was his work on the Etz HaChayim. It's called Da'at U'Tfuna. When did he write it? He wrote it anonymously. He didn't want to put his name in it. He wrote it anonymously. Honestly, we didn't write his name on it. What happened? The Ben Ish Chai's family was very rich. When his father died, they gave the Ben Ish Chai, he gave his son a very big portion in the family business. But since he was a Talmid Chacham, he had no idea how to run a business. So his brothers told him, you give us the business, and we'll give you we'll take care of you. His brothers told him. He had a brother, Yecheskel, and another brother. Ben Ish Chai said, okay. So they used to give him out, but you know how they say, there is Chasudir, Shchori. In Bukhari, they say a lot of jealous people. And one day, one person went to the government and he said, this guy over here, he's doing Levi Zila. He's doing a left thing. And whose name was on the cover over there? Ben Ish Chai, and they took him to jail. He was in, and could you imagine the chief rabbi going to jail? I remember, I think it was 10 years ago, they caught they didn't do anything wrong, but whatever happened was the Syrian rabbis went to jail, 90 years old. And everybody was going crazy, 90 years old. Ben Ish Chai was going to jail, it was all over the news. He didn't know anything. They took him to jail. He was in jail, I don't remember the exact how many days, but I think it was 30 days he was in jail. And in jail, he had no books, nothing. He didn't let anything inside. He wrote a book by heart, in his mind. He was a genius. He wrote a book in his mind. This book he called Da'at U'Tfuna. And in his dream, the day he got out of jail, he saw in his dream 300 children running after him. Imagine if you see that in your dream. You're going to get a kafat level over there. He saw in his dream, he's walking and 300 kids are running after him. They told him in the dream, these 300 kids are the 300 bricks that was in the jail, and they were waiting for you to come to the jail cell so you could learn Torah over there, so you could redeem their souls from the bricks. That's why you had to go to jail. And he wrote one of his most famous books, Da'at U'Tfuna, over there, by heart. When he came out of jail, he wrote it in the book. From memory. Everything from memory. It's one of the most important books in Torah Sod. In the secrets of the Torah. Ben Yosef Chaim in Baghdad. Amazing, amazing. He was a genius in Torah Hasod and in Torah Pshat. He was one of the greatest rabbis. He was the nitzotz of The Yosef Tzaddik.
Yosef
Yosef
Tzaddik.
Tzaddik. One last thing, because I know I could talk about him forever, because
925.
what? 925, yeah, that's a sign. Rabbeinu Yosef Chaim, he was zocher to one of the greatest parts of a neshama.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ruach da'atzilut. What does that mean? A person is born with a nefesh. It's called nefesh. You could reach until something called yichida. No one's gonna reach that until Mashiach comes. But you could reach, technically speaking, a level that's called chaya. Nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, yichida. Nobody is gonna reach yichida. Only Mashiach. Even Moshe Rabbeinu didn't reach it. The Ben Ish Chai was one day making a birthday party. Where did the Jews get, the religious Jews, that it's a mitzvah to do a birthday party? From who? From the Ben Ish Chai. Ben Ish Chai said it's a mitzvah to make a party on your birthday.
Right.
Because on your birthday, the nitzotzot ha'kedusha of your neshama hem mitchadshim.
Okay, so
And you have a special power to give brachot that day. It's like you're a sandak that day.
What kind of birthday in English?
The Hebrew birthday.
No,
Hebrew.
what kind of party?
A party that doesn't deal with mixed dancing or non-Jewish music, obviously.
Regular just eating on table.
Yes, like we're doing right now, the HELULA. So the Ben Chai was once making a party. What was he celebrating? That he reached a level called Nefesh Da'atzilut. Now he made a party that he was reaching the Nefesh Da'atzilut. He thought he was reaching that. During that time, a young boy, 15 years old, 16, his name was Rabbi Yehuda Ptayev. He wasn't allowed to have lunch with the big rabbis. And he sent a messenger to the Ben Ish Chai. He said, you're making a party for the wrong thing. You didn't reach the level of Nefesh Da'atzilut, which is a very big level. It's the level of Nadav Avihu, the sons of Aaron HaKohen. You reached a higher level of Ruach Da'atzilut. And he sent a messenger to the Ben Ish Chai. And the Ben Ish Chai sent him back a message. You're right, I made a mistake. I want you to join me in my Seudah. Could you imagine what level the Ben Ish Chai reached? Rabotai, whoever learns the Ben Ish Chai's books, it's guaranteed he has Yirat Shamayim. Who said that? Rav Yehuda Tzadka, the nephew of the Ben Ish Chai. In Shamayim, they know. Whoever learns the Ben Ish Chai gets Yirat Shamayim. One last story before we say Mayim Achronim. In a past generation, we met another big rabbi. Who was his name? Rav Ovadia Yosef. One of the greatest rabbis to live in the past hundreds of years. He had close to 1 million people in his levaya. He was named Ovadia Yosef after Ovadia was the father-in-law of the Ben Ish Chai, or Ovadia Somech, or Abdallah Somech, and Yosef was the Ben Ish Chai, or Yosef Chaim. Or Ovadia Yosef was named after these two rabbis. One day, Ovadia Yosef is writing a book. Ovadia Yosef wrote over 30 books. We all know him for Yalkut Yosef, which he didn't even write that book. His son wrote that book. I don't know why people think he wrote that book. He wrote Chazon Ovadia, Yabia Omer, Yechavet Da'at. He wrote other books. He never wrote Yalkut Yosef. His son wrote Yalkut Yosef, the current Rishon LeZion. Maor Yisrael, Anaf Etzavot he wrote. Many Sfarim. One day he's writing his book, Ovadia Yosef in his life, you should know one thing about him. He dedicated his life to writing books. When people used to give him kavod, he didn't care. His main point was to write books. One day he's writing a book, he's a big tzaddik. I gotta tell you this, you guys know yourself, you guys witnessed his life. One day he's writing a book and he fell asleep. Fell asleep on the book. That's how tzaddikim fall asleep while they're learning. He fell asleep, and in his dream, who does he see? The Ben Ish Chai. which is very interesting because the Rav Ovadia Yosef argues on the Ben Ish Chai for many things in halacha. In fact, Rav Ovadia Yosef made his name popular by arguing on the Ben Ish Chai. Yes, that's how he made his name popular. People think Rav Ovadia Yosef one day was a young avrech and he grew wings and he became Golador. No. First he argued on the Ben Ish Chai, proved his point, and then his name started to become known. Who shows up in his dream? None other than Rabbeinu Yosef Hayim Baghdad Ben Ish Chai. And the Ben Ish Chai comes to him in the dream. Rav Ovadia says this dream himself. And he says, show me what you're writing. He opens up a Yabiel Omer. Yabiel Omer is Rav Ovadia Yosef's magnum opus. It's his main work. It's halachic work. He shows him the book. Ben Ish Chai is passing the pages in his dream. His pshh. In the dream he tells him, nice work. Closes the book. He says, what's that book on your table? He says, that's a Musar book. It's a Musar book. It's a book for Baalei Tshuva. People are coming closer to God. Let me see that book. Wow. So Rav Ovadia in the dream looks at the Ben Ish Chai and tells him, why are you getting so excited? He's like, all your books are amazing. But you see this book over here? It's worth 10 times all your other books. Because the fact that you go down there to the people and try to bring them closer to Hashem is worth more to God than any halachic work you'll ever write. And the Ben Ish Chai and the Rav Ovadia Yosef himself writes the story down. He said that story with his own mouth. You could find it on YouTube. His sons say over this story, when a Jew finds another Jew who's not religious, and he says, come, taste a little bit Torah. Look what a HELULA is like. Look what a drinking, right? The rabbi is giving a speech, this one's giving a speech. Some camaraderie. We're all together, we're a family. Look what it's like, look what Judaism is all about. And the guy says, well, wow, Judaism is really something to like. Let me see what it's all about. Like Rav Orlovsky used to say, when a Jew comes up to you and says, I'm an atheist, you have to ask him 3 questions. Did you learn Greek philosophy? What is he going to tell you? No. Did you learn medieval philosophy? No. Did you learn Jewish philosophy? No. Did you ever read the Talmud? No. Did you ever read the Bible? No. So how are you going to say you're an atheist? You're an idiot, not an atheist. That's exactly what it is.
He's an idiot.
When you show a Jew, another Yehudi, not a goy, a Jew, what does it mean to be part of a community of Yahadut? There is no Jew that's going to turn his back to you. And that's worth in every halachic book that's out there in the world. That's why we do this HELULA, Rabotai. That's why we do it. To show the beauty of coming together. That's what Yosef is. What is Yosef Hayim Ben Ish Chai? Yosef is a place where everything comes together. Where the Chesed, where the Gvura, where the Tiferet, where the Netzach and the Od all find a common denominator. Where is that? The Yesod. That's the Brit Milah. That's the Ben Ish Chai. May Hashem bless us. The Zechut of Ben Ish Chai protect us. May it be written in the book of life. May it be written in the book of Parnasah. May it be written in the book of Hatzlacha. Zivugim Agunim. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Amen.